Musicality Mondays, Liddy Mondays, Liddy Mondays. With Jazicality Mondays, Liddy Mondays, Liddy Mondays. I know you were looking for something, maybe you'll find it right here, baby.
A Make Your Own Trophy Records production. Everyone, welcome back to Musicality Mondays. I'm your host, Jazicality. Thank you so much for watching on the podcast platforms, or if you're right here on the YouTube channel. Depending on when you're watching this, I have a show coming up, so I'll put it right here because I have no idea what show it might be. So, thank you. And if you're listening, it might be June 27th at Dayblock Brewing Company. Welcome back to the show. This is season 3, and I'm so hyped. We have great guests this season, and we have a great guest today. You guys should totally go check her out. I've performed with her. I met her at Gigis Cafe, and it was a great experience. And ever since then, we've been doing some shows together. And I really, she's a really great person. I really want you guys to go check her out. So today we have guitarist, singer, amazing artist, Lise D.
Thank you. Hi. I'm
Hi.
really excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you.
This is so cool. This is season 3.
It's season 3.
Oh my God. That means I have a lot of podcasts to listen to.
Let's go. Check it out. Yeah, we've had a lot of incredible artists just tell their story, and it made me feel like I knew them better, and I feel like the audience feels the same way.
I love that.
And so, yeah, it was really cool to just keep going with it. So I'm excited for the listeners to get to know you today.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm excited for everyone to get to know me too. I've always wanted to do a podcast. Don't mind me while I just readjust here.
No, it's great. I love it.
I love listening to podcasts. I want to be someone online that people kind of know about, semi-popular or something. That'd
Absolutely,
be cool.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed. This is awesome.
So you've got music going. You've got it down. You sound amazing. What kind of content creator do you want to be online for people?
So this is an idea that's been formulating probably since high school. Just because I grew up watching YouTubers and things like that, It's Way Past My Bedtime and Dan and Phil.
Let's go. Yeah.
All about the British YouTubers for some reason.
Okay.
But as I started, especially the past couple years, as I started delving more into my creative pursuits and realizing that I'm happiest when I'm creating, crafting, drawing, reading, writing, playing, I only want to do that, and I have so many different hobbies and passions,
girl,
along with music, that I'm hoping that if something will take off. And I feel once something kind of takes off, all of it's a little bit connected through my social media. So yeah. I like being on camera. I like talking to people. I like acting. So cool. I figured it kind of feels natural to try and make it a goal to become some kind of content creator. However, I don't know exactly what that will be.
Okay.
I really like giving advice. I like talking to people about their issues. Part of this is I am polyamorous, as we talked about before the show. So I love it when my friends and family come to me with questions or for advice about polyamory or just relationship stuff in general.
Okay.
A dream of mine for a while was to be a sex therapist, psychologist person.
So yeah, what's that about? What,
Yeah, so along with liking to give advice on polyamory and relationships, also goes into giving advice on sexual topics, trying to break down the societal taboo around sex positivity and stuff like that. So I've read a bunch of different books and listened to so many different podcasts about this kind of thing. I don't know if you've ever seen the Netflix specials. I think it's literally just called Sex Explained, but that's a really great
I've definitely heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of whole world about relationships, connection with people, physical or emotional, is so interesting to me, and I love talking about it. So that's something I've been thinking about, maybe putting into my online content as something for people to find accessible if they don't find me through my music or my crafts and stuff like that.
So yeah, I think that's really cool. And one thing that's really cool about this show is that one question, it's the most popular question. Can we curse on the show? Yes.
Okay, awesome. Because I do that a lot. And I have a pretty good filter for when I'm around my family and stuff. But
for sure.
It's kind of just, it's always there in my nomenclature. So.
But yeah, the show accepts you as you, and so yeah, we've had a lot of people come on here, and I'm just this is really interesting. I'm keeping this in here. You know what I mean?
I love this so much. You're such a positive person, so thank you so much
you.
for having me on here.
Absolutely, yeah. No, there's a lot of interesting things that people never get to talk about, especially like on stage. You know, it feels like you're on a time crunch. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah, this is your time to like. And I hope you have more moments like this. But yes, on Musicality Mondays, this is your time to shine. You know?
I love that so much. Thank you.
Thank you. But yeah. So, sorry. When did you know that you wanted to like get into like sex therapy? When did you say?
Yeah. So, kind of like halfway through high school, just because I have always been like a super romantic person,
For sure.
and I've always loved like the topic of dating and relationships in general. Growing up, I grew up in St. Cloud, Minnesota.
Okay.
And so I was aware of a lot of like the sort of purist shame that comes from some religions around like sex and sex positivity. And I had a really, really like sex positive stepmom
Okay.
and my dad. They were always really like open about making sure that like when I started being physical with any of my partners when I first started like, you know, growing up, they wanted to make sure I was being safe and they wanted to make sure I didn't feel shame for anything that I was going through. So that like receiving that kind of love and like respect and openness really was just so like different compared to like the like closed off sort of shame for like that I would receive from like religion, like when I went to church and stuff like that. So
absolutely,
you know, I kind of gravitated towards a community or an ideal of being loving and being caring and being respectful and being safe. And you know, I did a lot of reading from that at like during senior year of high school about like how much better like a youth's life can be if they are raised with like sex positivity and like safe sex knowledge and education. And I just like it's such a consistent issue in society and in so many different parts of society. So it really became kind of like one of my personal banners that I just like I want to be someone that helps people realize that there are safe and appropriate ways to navigate this subject with their young people, with people just getting like exploring themselves, figuring themselves out. It's a huge topic.
It's huge.
Yeah. But yeah, because of that, it's also really interesting. So it just it started off in like middle of high school because I was growing into a sexually active young adult, and I just realized that a lot of other young adults at that time didn't have access to like a safe and open sort of feedback from a parental authoritative figure that they respected. Yeah. And so I want to turn that into a more common thing.
Yeah, because like whenever people talk about it, it's so because of all the connotations and like everything that you hear in life, it's such a, like you said, taboo, but it feels like your ears are kind of like, whew, but like it's just like no, open your ears. Yeah. Like it doesn't have to be anything like vulgar or anything like you know what's the word explicit, you know. It's not really supposed to be that because it's really such a an intimate and like delicate
it's okay
thing.
I feel it coming.
Thank you. It's a delicate thing, like that's your body, and like if you choose to share that with someone, like you should be ready for that. Like you can't just not talk about it because that doesn't make the problems go away. It doesn't make people smarter. It makes them not ready. And that's how people get into a situation that they shouldn't be in. Yeah.
So many people get hurt just because they don't have the information that they need in order to be safe adults. And I want to work towards changing that, along with a bunch of other people out there that are already working towards that.
Absolutely.
Like the environment, the community, the conversation around like safe sex and sex positivity and just intimacy for anyone in general. It has been growing like exponentially over the past few years. Now that as I've been paying attention to podcasts and books and YouTube shows and things like that. So it's really, really gratifying to see. Yeah. And I just get really excited because physical connection, like with dance, emotional connection with like lyricism, with writing, with just being around people has always been like such a big thing for me. I love people. I love talking to them. I love flirting. I'm a huge flirt.
Gosh.
You know? I love dancing. So like it's just such a passion of mine to like connect with people and to like help people connect with each other. So
wow. That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
So I want to get into some of your other hobbies as well. What else do you do? Like, pick a hobby and go into it, and then we'll go to the next hobby, and then
Okay.
however
Cool.
many you
'Cause,
want to
I
talk
wasn't
about.
sure like how many different things you wanted to cover, or like
Sure.
how specific I need to keep it on track, because it is Musicality Mondays, and I'm a musician.
Girl, if you've seen the episodes, we get into it like it starts with music, and then it goes on to a completely other topic, and then it comes back, and then you know what I mean.
Okay,
So,
cool. Because I love
yeah.
to ramble, so just let me know if I'm
Okay.
being ridiculous. But
I'll let you know.
other hobbies, so lyricism, just to make sure I go over my music, I guess is one of my biggest passions. I love like the poetry of writing lyrics. I've written poetry before, but putting it to music is just so fun, and I love to sing too. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I grew up in a family of singers. My
cool.
parents divorced when I was quite young, and so my dad remarried to my stepmom, who is an amazing singer. And I got like 4 stepsisters. They all sing. So it's like a family tradition at Christmas to sing karaoke together.
Yeah.
And we all just like hold concerts for each other, basically. So I love writing music. I love writing lyrics, and I love playing on stage so much. I love being in
Yes.
front of people. It didn't used to be like I used to get really, really nervous, but I am a Sagittarius and I love attention. So that kind of like the fear and the anxiety about being on stage kind of went away the more I did it. So one of my biggest passions is, and probably always will be, being on stage and singing my lyrics for people and hoping that it resonates with people when they hear what I've written. So
What's one of your songs that like somebody has told you like resonated with them? Have you gotten that feedback?
there's a few. It takes a second to think. I've been writing since junior year, so that would have been 2013. And
Whoa.
yeah. Oh no, okay. I wrote this song that I called Lullaby. And side note, when I first recorded it with a good friend of mine, Doug Milloway, back in St. Cloud, I was just a little baby songwriter. Oh yeah, he has Blind Owl Studios. I should probably like rep him because he helped me put out my first 2 albums, and I was so thankful for that.
Wow.
But he didn't want to call it Lullaby because there's already so many other songs called Lullaby.
True.
And so at first it was called It Will Be Okay. So if you ever look for it, it's probably called that. However, I really like Lullaby, so I'm going to call it Lullaby.
That's what I was going to say, because like one time I accidentally like told one of my students, oh, you shouldn't like sing about rain. Everybody sings about rain. But then, you know, I think about that moment a lot. And I'm just like, why did I say that? You know, like you can sing about whatever you want to sing about because it's their first time on earth, just like it was my first time on earth when I heard about rain. So,
yep.
You know who you are. Keep writing about rain.
Keep writing about rain.
I'm sorry.
So Lullaby was one of the first songs I ever wrote that I think really touched someone. And it was a really special moment for me because at the time I had just written it and I was working as a hostess at Antone's Fish and Whiskey in Sartell.
Okay.
And the owner had brought in this dinky little super old rickety guitar just to like sit as display in like the hostess area because there's a lot of like random tchotchke type things around that whole restaurant. It's kind of their vibe.
Okay.
And I, during the slow moments, I would pick up that guitar and I'd start practicing the songs that I had written because I was just all about the songs because I had just started writing. And there was this couple sitting at the bar and they asked if I'd play for them. And so I played them that song. And that song I kind of wrote as like a reassurance to me. It was one of the first songs I'd ever written for myself because I write a lot about like relationships. I write songs to my past and present partners and things like that. But this song I wrote because I was struggling a lot and because I've got like anxiety and depression. I was having a really hard time. And this song was meant to I put every single reassuring like energy vibe I had in my body into that song. And I sang it. And this random lady that I hadn't even spoken to for longer than 10 seconds, she started crying.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just so meaningful to me.
Yeah.
I could not believe that I was capable of writing music that could touch someone that deeply. And, you know, hopefully it made her feel better. I think it did. I think those were happy tears, like, you know.
Yeah.
So it was one of the most wonderful experiences I've had as a songwriter, and it stuck with me to this day. I want that to be the effect that any of my songs can have on someone.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
What an experience to have, like right off the bat.
Yeah, I was like 16, 17.
Let's go.
Yeah. So that was cool.
Yeah. Is there another song that has had kind of like either that impact or another one that kind of stuck with you?
Yeah, so one of my favorite songs to sing is called Miscalculated.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Thank
that song
you.
rocks,
Oh
dude.
my god, thank you. Yeah, that one's definitely I think that one's gonna be on my EP.
Maybe.
Maybe it's not. I don't think it
Oh.
is. Crap. No, I've got to record that one still.
Well, yeah, when is it gonna come out? You know, the people are waiting.
I know. Yeah, no, it's hard to remember because I started that EP and I recorded that EP like 2 years ago.
That's
and
right.
we've been, me and my recording guy, we have like, recording guy is
Is
that
he your
bad?
producer?
He's my producer.
I'm sorry.
He's a friend, so it's always hard to figure out what label. But Chris Berg at we recorded it at Pachyderm. I can't remember what they called his studio. I'm gonna have to look that up so I can tell you guys.
Yes.
But he's a friend of mine. We both suffer strongly from like ADHD and anxiety. So like getting this massive project out has been a huge ordeal. So I don't
feel
blame him
that.
at all for like how long it's taken for us to nail down the details.
Yeah.
However, that song, we didn't record that one. We did 6 others: Love Letters, Safe Haven, I Don't Want to Wait, Maitre, Self-Respect, and Sultry. And they're really good. I'm really excited for them to come out. However, Miscalculated is the next one I want to record. I recorded it. I did lay down a basic track with another friend of mine, Tom, who I met at a farmer's market, who's like a freelance audio engineer. So he's really hard to get together with because he's always got a bunch of projects going on. It's rare that I get to get in the studio with him. But when I do, he's one of the best producers I've ever worked with because he's been doing this his whole life. He's like a 30-some, maybe 40-some-year-old dude who just has like this amazing studio in his house. And he is like, he's just got massive, amazing ideas for how to put songs together musically because I'm more of a lyricist. I'm only just now kind of expanding my songs stylistically as to how I write them or how I play them.
Yeah.
But we did that song and he helped me figure out a new kind of strumming chord progression for like halfway through the song that really helps it build. And that song was already really important to me because I wrote it about one of like a bigger heartbreak of mine that I'd had.
Yeah.
And it's funny to me when I play that song because it's so emotional and I get so into it every time I play it. And it's been like a year or so now since whatever happened that inspired me to write that song happened. But I love it because of the power and the potency that I put into that song. I can tap into it every time I play it. So I think my dad asked me one time, he was like, you know, you sure seem to get like so emotional when you play that song. Are you still feeling these feelings? I thought you were over it. I'm like, yes, Dad, I am. I am definitely long past over it because me and that person are friends now again. Like it's great. However, like a lot of times when I write songs like that, they're little like time capsules for me. Exactly. Yeah. So every time I play it, like it's kind of like it's almost like a drug, just playing it, just getting to feel those massive potent feelings again. And it's artificial because I'm no longer feeling those things actively throughout my day to day.
That's good. Yeah.
But to be able to like play that song and just like sink back into who I was for a moment when I wrote that and feel those feelings again. It's just kind of like magic. It's so fun and it's so like I relish it every time I get to play it. So the emotions and the lyrics, I'm super proud of that song and the way that it flows with the lyrics and the chorus and the end and everything. So that one is definitely one of my top favorites to play.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We got to get the song, Lise D. We got to get the song.
Yeah, after this actually I'm going to message him and see if I can get that recording and maybe like finish it up because I don't think it's really done, but I want to have it. So
yeah,
that's
really cool. I definitely get that, like kind of like working with different people, and you have the song that you always get to play, but then it doesn't get to go on streaming platforms right away. I have a song called Boundaries that's what I'm relating to this situation because even yesterday I was practicing or like we were recording some stuff and we got everything except 2 songs, and Boundaries is one of the songs we didn't get, but we're playing it at the show.
Yes. Oh my
Damn
God.
it.
I love that.
Yeah. It's just crazy how songs just get stuck. And they're like, what about me? What about me? And I'm like, I see you, I want you.
I promise I'm coming back to you.
But yeah, it's really cool to like have those important songs that we feel that way about, and maybe it's just not their time yet because they really need to shine. So I'm looking forward to that day. But I'll be patient. We'll be patient. The people.
I love that.
Thank you. What other hobby or what other like fact about you musically or whatever.
Or whatever.
Whatever. Give me another hobby. I don't know.
I am a musician. I also am a lyricist and a dancer.
Oh yeah. What kind of dancing do you do?
I dance.
That's yes. It's so hard to be interviewed. I was interviewed the other day. God, it was hard, but
I
cool.
have to admit, I do sometimes fantasize about being like kind of famous and getting interviewed a lot. And being like, what would I answer to these questions?
It's nice.
What would I show the people? Like, I like attention. So, like, I really like getting to talk about myself. What's your sign, actually?
Cancer.
Cancer! Oh my God, that makes so much sense.
Why?
I know that everybody that's into astrology says that shit, but you are so fucking sweet.
Well, thank you.
You're just so nice. And, like, your caring vibes just, like, radiate from you. And you're obviously, like, a very, like, sensitive person, like, with your songwriting and everything. So, like, every Cancer I've met, like, the emotions are, like, you can feel them. Like, the second you walk into their presence, it's kind of just, like, love and kindness and sensitivity and, like, depth of emotion. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I know it's all very generic for the people who don't believe in astrology, but whatever. It's fun. I enjoy it, okay? I don't keep it as, like, an end-all, be-all, but, like, I love to, like, read about it and shit, so.
You do what you want to do.
Right? Yeah,
Forget
so
about
astrology. That's another hobby. So dancing. I'm a swing dancer. I do West Coast swing right now. And the fun thing about dance is there's different styles. So there's East Coast swing, which in my opinion is honestly like the friendliest, like easiest like dance to get into if you're trying to break into. You're good. If you're trying to break into like swing dancing or dancing in general. I started East Coast dancing in 2013 as well. And I would drive from St. Cloud every Thursday to go to late night swing over at the Social Dance Studio from like 10 to like 2 a.m. And then I just drive back and go to school the next day. It was insane. I wish that I had that kind of energy now.
I was going to say,
I know.
What?
I don't know how I actually did that, but I was going because I thought this one guy was really hot and he liked dancing. So
that'll do it.
Yeah, right?
Every time.
Yeah, so I've been dancing for like over a decade, but I've only been doing West Coast swing for about a year and a half.
Okay.
But West Coast swing is so fun because the style is honestly like completely different than East Coast swing. It's more like languid and smooth. There's definitely specific steps, whereas East Coast swing, from my like perspective when I learned it, is a lot more like easy. The community is a bit more easygoing.
Okay.
The people that I danced with didn't really mind as much about like whether you were on the beat or not. It's a lot of younger people that go to East Coast swing, so it's people just trying to get out and have fun with their friends and do something kind of cool and different.
Yeah.
Whereas with West Coast swing, it's a lot more of like a intentional community of people who want to dance and dance well. And there's like giant events you can go to in different states and you can compete. And if you ever watch videos of West Coast swing, like you can look it up on TikTok too. There's like so many amazing dancers out there. So like the second I started doing it, and the second I started watching like pro dancers doing it, I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that someday. I swear to myself, like, it doesn't matter how long it takes me. I want to get there eventually because it's so fucking fun.
Yeah.
You can just get on the dance floor, and as long as you know the dance, like, you can have this amazing random connection with a total stranger, and then the dance is done, and then you go and do that again with some other random total stranger, and like, it's another kind of magic. It's so fun to be able to just like meet people that way and have that connection with people and not have to worry about like, you know, any small talk conversations. You don't have to go out of your way to meet people. You just have to go dance. And like you get the opportunity to have connection and experience with a whole bunch of amazing people without worrying about it like being like meaning too much, you know. There's no strings attached. It's a really good place for people who are like socially anxious to start getting out and meeting people, because there's a set of rules. Like, you know the dance, you go out, you ask people to dance, you dance for the song, and then you are done. So if you're terrified, you can leave. Like, it's really, really nice. I love it. So yeah, I've been doing that for about a year and a half, and it's been fucking awesome. And then that's the dance. But I also love crafting.
Okay.
So I hope to eventually start like an Etsy page or find a cafe or a store or something that I can sell my art at. Because lately my favorite medium has been repainting cigar boxes to be like
Ooh, that's
jewelry
fun.
boxes or like dice rolling boxes. Because I play D&D. I don't know if you know anything about D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons. That's about all I know.
Okay, cool. So there's these, when you're really into it, you can buy these boxes that have little like fabric bottoms so that when you roll your dice, they don't chip and they don't, because people can buy like glass or metal dice. And that way, if you roll them on a carpeted surface or like a fabric surface, then you're not going to risk chipping the dice or like scratching a table or anything like that. So people will buy dice boxes that specifically have like fabric inside them to roll their dice. And you can buy boxes that are like themed around certain things. So because I work at a tobacco shop across the street from my house, and just casually, and every time we get a new cigar order in, there's all these boxes that are empty, and they're really nice boxes.
Wow.
They're just with like hinges and latches and everything, and they just throw them away. So I take them, and I have a room in my house right now with like 30 boxes in it.
There you go.
That are just waiting to be painted.
Boxes.
So yeah, I want to like paint them into like jewelry boxes and dice rolling boxes. I've just made like some for my friends, but they all really like them.
Yeah.
And I've talked to people about it and been like, would you buy this if it was like on a shelf at a craft store or something? And they've all been like, yeah, definitely. So that's another thing, is I would like to sell those / anything else I make, because I love like painting and hot glue,
Hot glue.
crafting and things. So yeah.
Crafting is awesome. Do you crochet and stuff?
I don't crochet yet. I'm not as much into the fiber arts yet, though I'd love to be. I do
really
embroider. Yeah.
Embroidery?
Yeah. Yep.
And what is that again?
That's like itty bitty crochet. That's a terrible description, but like,
itty-bitty crochet.
yeah, basically you take a piece of fabric like a shirt or whatever. I'm working on a cloak right now because I also love cosplay. I do a lot. I do D&D. I do cosplay, where I like dress up like favorite characters of mine from TV shows and animes and things like that.
Nice. Okay.
But basically I've got this cloak I'm working on where when I was like 13, my grandma gifted it to me because I was super into this book series called Art Ranger's Apprentice, and all of the book characters in the series wore super mysterious cloaks.
That's really
with
cool.
like vines and stuff. So I sharpied vines onto the cloak, and then like a couple of years ago I realized I could embroider the vines. So I lay out the cloak, I take thread that's like specifically for embroidery, and then I use a needle and I like stitch the thread into the design of the vines. So it's no longer like Sharpie, it's like embroidery. So kind of like this is machine done embroidery, this little patch right here, but that's what it is when you see like threaded designs on top of clothes, that's embroidery.
Did you do that?
No, I got this from my neighbor because funny story. Yeah, as we go into this, you see I do a lot of stuff. I kind of can't stop myself.
It's great.
But he always saw me kind of like walking out to work in all these cool outfits because I love fashion and style. And he kind of like reached out to me one day and asked me if I'd ever be interested in doing a fashion show and modeling his clothing line.
That's awesome.
So I dabbled in modeling, and I did a one-time runway walk for him, and this is one of his coats, and he let me keep it.
Yay. How was that? Was it fun?
It was so fun.
You're like, I do it again in a minute.
I would. I wish I had time to go and find like model call tryouts and stuff and like be a part of another show, but that's just like one more thing of like the 30,000 things that I like to do. So eventually I'd love to try it again because I love getting my picture taken. I love walking in cool clothes. I love photography. I love putting on a show. Yeah. So yeah, it was a really, really cool experience. Yeah.
So let's get into what kind of band you want. What other instruments would you like to accompany you on guitar? Would you like other people to play guitar? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, so I'd love to start a band someday to play my music and kind of give it more of a full sound. I really want it to have like blues and jazz inspirations, but that's as much of an idea as I have as far as the style goes, because I kind of tend to write all over the place sometimes. So my genre isn't really very specific just yet.
That's okay.
But I would love to be able to trust someone to play the lead guitar on my songs and not have to play the guitar, although I love playing guitar with my songs, and there's sometimes very specific ways I want to do it. But it'd be so nice to be able to just like hold the microphone and dance and like be a stage presence.
Yeah.
And I could do that a lot easier if I didn't have a guitar on me. So I'd like to have like a main like rhythm guitar doing the chords, and then a lead guitar for like cool solos and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd like a bassist and then a drummer. And then honestly, I'd love to include other instruments in like some, if not all of my songs. I don't know if all of them would work for that, but I go dancing on Tuesdays at the Blues Saloon.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah, and that place has been like a second home to me for like the past 3 or 4 years now. And I've played my music there.
Yeah.
And the guys that run it are really, really nice. That Tuesday nights is basically like open mic for veteran blues musicians, because if you go there, you'll see they have a whiteboard in the corner and there's all these different guitarists and drummers and bassists and saxophonists and harmonicaists going up and writing their name on this list. And there's people we see every week who go up there consistently, and they'll just put together groups of like 5 or 6 people with the guitar and the drums, and they'll play classic blues songs, like Frick or Frack, what's his name?
Frick.
They'll play like well, I guess they'll play like Jimi Hendrix or like Pride and Joy by, what is his name?
I couldn't tell you.
See my pride and joy. They'll do that kind of shit.
Okay,
And basically, it's some of the best live music I've ever heard. And the times that I've gotten to play up there, my songs, it's been awesome because I've got 2 guitarists, I've got a drummer, I've got a bassist, but then I've also got someone on a horn and someone on a saxophone. And there was this one time this guy did a really, really cool keys solo. So like a pianist would be amazing. Oh my God. So I would love to have as many different musicians play with me as possible, but definitely a consistent core group of like 2 guitarists, bassist, and a drummer.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And so do you know music theory?
Nope.
Really?
Not at all.
Girl, tell me why I thought you knew it.
It terrifies me.
No, I can help you with that, but like I just wanted to know because it just seems like whatever.
Yeah. I can barely read sheet music because my mom had me and my sisters all do piano lessons from ages like 8 to 12 or so. So I know what the notes are.
That's good.
I do the FACE thing or whatever.
Yeah.
That's about it. If I sit down at a piano, I can kind of instinctively figure out like chords and stuff, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now as I write. I've got a couple songs that I'm trying to put on piano.
Okay.
But yeah, no, a partner of mine, he is extremely theoretically trained, and like that's his bread and butter. And so whenever we try to do music together, it's kind of slow going. We're still figuring out how we communicate musically because, and this happens whenever I try to do math too.
Dude, yes.
I freeze up. If I ask for advice on like how to do a chord or something, he'll start speaking to me perfectly normal music language, and I don't understand a word of it.
Yeah,
and so he'll be like, yeah, the G7 chord with the extension
that's where you messed up.
Minor flip do da. I can't. I'm like,
that's where you messed up because you can't talk to somebody who doesn't know that like that.
Yeah, and he knows that now. He's so sweet.
Good.
He tries so hard to like help me in the way that I'll understand, but it's just my own anxiety about feeling like an idiot. Like whenever
you're not.
Thank you.
It's so hard to learn.
It's fucking scary. And whenever people try to talk to me, like they're like, "Do you know what key this is?" And I'm like,
"That was me."
Like,
and it still kind of is sometimes, but I've gotten so much better, and I'll tell you how when you want me to.
My eyes glaze over and my brain goes blank, and then I start to cry if it goes on for too long. If I try to like force myself to think it through, because then I just get more and more scared because I'm like, oh my god, I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. How do I not know what this means yet? I've been a musician for like a decade. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. And so
no.
I start to freak out.
These are the side effects of not knowing music theory.
Yeah,
and I know firsthand, and like I went to college for it, but it was only 1.5 years, so I only got the foundation kind of. And I had to teach myself because I had to teach kids because I was a teacher for 2.5 years. And like, how the fuck did that happen? Someone believed in me. And so because I had to teach those kids, I had to teach myself, and we figured this out. And I know that I'm doing it right because, somebody validated me. But, I work with these people, and they're just like, oh, no, that's right. And so we got you. We'll figure this out together.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, because, oh my God. I remember that. And
Yeah.
and it's not, you're not an idiot. It's like a different language. Like,
Yep.
I don't know if you've heard that before, but
Yeah, no, it totally
really
is.
is.
Yeah.
But once you get those 12 notes down, you're going to be golden. It's great.
Okay.
There are little tips and tricks that I used to teach my kids that I'll give to you. And yeah, because nobody
I would love
deserves to
that.
feel like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like that most of my music career, and I've just now gotten it. So.
Yeah. Okay, so it is possible.
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely possible. Like,
Yeah.
like literally, like as soon as you start with the piano, like,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. But I would say start with the piano just because once you look at it enough times, it's going to be like super easy.
Yeah.
And then since you already know how to play that thing,
Yeah.
you can do that. So do you know chords on like do you know the names of the chords that you're playing?
I know the names of like the basic chords that I'm playing.
Okay.
And then as I've tried to like expand my musical
Mhm.
style, I kind of just like pick out specific notes that sound right and
That's
then
what
move
I
my
do.
finger- Yeah. I have a pretty good ear and
Yeah.
I love harmonizing and stuff, so I can usually just like figure it out by
Mhm.
ear.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
also impressive, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what anything's called.
That's
all.
okay. You can also yeah.
I know like C and then G and then like the A and A
Mhm.
minor, E and E minor,
Yeah.
F, D.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's okay. Yeah. You use a capo too, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
For
once you
funsies.
use that capo, they become, F sharp and G sharp and A sharp. And
See, yeah, the sharps, I'm like, I don't, like, I know what makes it a sharp on a piano. It's the
That's
black
good.
keys.
exactly. Exactly.
But on a guitar, I'm like, oh, no.
That's when you get into whole steps and half steps.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of stuff to cover, but I promise you it's
Yeah.
possible.
Okay.
I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah. We always talk about hanging out more, but we should really do that.
Yeah. That would be awesome. We could actually, like, work on music and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be cool. I love that you actually have a practice space. This is great.
Me too, because let me tell you, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Or like I got it back in May of last year, and it's been great.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. How did you communicate with the band that you like worked with briefly a little while ago?
Yeah. So when we were recording the EP and stuff, and like,
I don't know. Like I saw you on a stage, and I was like, "Oh, good, she's found a band." But then you told me, "Oh no," and I was like, "What?"
So that might have been at Blues, because I know when we recorded my EP, basically the guys that I recorded with were all like really musically talented, so they were
Yeah.
able to kind of just like they listened to my songs. I sent them to
Okay.
them before. This one guy, Mawai, is a friend of mine. He played bass. He's
Maui.
yeah, he's a
think I know
phenomenal
him.
musician. He's
He
in
has, like,
several.
silky hair,
Yeah, it's pretty damn silky.
and
Yeah.
he's like brown eyes,
Yep. He's
skinny,
yes. Really good bassist, really good musician in general. I think he plays guitar too.
skateboards.
Yes.
I know this
Yeah.
guy. I know him.
Yeah. He's in a bunch of stuff. So you have probably like seen him / know him. But he actually like borrowed my notebook to like write down the like measures for each of the chords in my song, I think. And I still
okay.
have those pages in my notebook and I don't know what they mean, but it's funny because it's a bunch of lines and like A and then line, G, line. And I'm like, what were you doing
You're
here?
like, is that what I'm doing?
What is this language? Like, but yeah. And, I mean, when I go to Blues, basically the guys that play up there have been playing for many a moon. So they just listen to the chord that I play and they're like,
Mhm.
okay, cool. We got it.
I love those people. They are
Right.
my heroes.
Right.
Yes,
Like,
because they don't make you feel stupid.
yeah.
Because
breath of fresh air.
some people make you feel stupid, and nobody should be making anyone feel stupid. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Because it's hard, and like you're allowed to love music and not know everything about it.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
like ice cream. But
You're allowed
yeah.
to like ice cream and not know anything about it?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, maybe
I agree, but what brought the ice cream into the picture?
I'm obsessed with ice cream, and I need to be stopped.
Oh my god.
But you should know the ingredients for the ice cream. That's not what I'm saying.
That's amazing. Oh
You
my
should
God.
be very safe when you consume
What's your
food.
favorite? What's your
What?
favorite kind of ice cream?
vanilla because like it's the safest in my mind. Like none of it's good for you, but like if you have vanilla, like you really don't need to worry about all the other shit. Like
I'm so interested. I'm so intrigued now. I never thought there was hidden things to be afraid of in ice cream.
no, there's nothing. That's not what I mean. I just mean like that. Like if you If you eat vanilla ice cream, nobody should be judging you.
No, never.
Yeah.
It's ice cream.
That's it.
Yeah. And there's so many good ice cream places
There's
in
so
the
many.
cities. It's insane.
There's so many good songs that people write without knowing what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. I love this analogy. This is so
Thank
cute.
you. Hey, this makes me feel good because when I was in high school, I was taking AP English and like, I hope this teacher never sees this. I love you, whatever. But like, I really felt stupid in that class, and like, I was told that I wasn't good at analogies, and I'm just like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm just like, damn. Like it was a hard class, but
Yeah.
I was still in it.
Yeah. You still fucking made it.
Yeah.
The only reason I passed chemistry in high school was because I was in an AP chemistry class.
What do you mean?
I am terrible at math and like biology, sciencey shit. And I had apparently done well enough overall in my grades to take AP classes. And so they put me in an AP chemistry class,
Okay.
which was terrible.
Oh.
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I completely bombed. And it was a failing grade for that class. But because I was already in a higher level class,
Yeah.
it meant that even though I failed that class,
It balanced
it
out.
balanced
I
out.
fucking love that. I forgot about that. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep. Yeah.
You're just like, and then I graduated, bitch.
And then I graduated and said goodbye.
Right, because of you're like, why did you put me in this class? I didn't ask for this. Whatever.
Yeah. Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's great. Is there anything that we haven't touched on yet that you'd like to put in this episode?
We did. I want to do a band. Did my music. Oh, my social media stuff.
Okay.
Is like what my social medias are.
Yeah,
Should I say that?
Yeah, what are they and what are they gonna be?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So today, like 4 hours ago, I decided that I want to adopt a stage name, which is going to be Dio, D-I-O, for like Dionysus, because I'm polyamorous and he's all about like polyamory and freedom and rebirth and also like wine and parties and shit. But like there's a lot more to him, and I love Greek mythology, so I think Dio is fun because it's like easy to remember. It's short. My last name starts with a D anyways. Currently my social media stuff is my Instagram is Lise D Writes, because I write a lot of songs. I actually
It's
counted
true.
them. I'm at like 60 now.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. So Lise D Writes for Instagram, Lise D Music for Facebook, and then my full name, Lisa D. Giuseppe, on like any streaming platform. I use DistroKid, and I clicked like all the popular ones like Pandora and Google Music and YouTube and Spotify and iTunes or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So
Is it
yeah.
Italian?
it is. Yeah. But I'm
Can
not actually Italian. My grandma remarried after she had my dad.
Oh, okay. Wait.
So my dad's dad is actually like German and Finnish.
Okay.
And my dad just grew up with an Italian last name. But I like to tell people I'm actually Italian because it's just fun. So.
What you finna tell the internet? Like whatever.
Right. It's a fun little fact, you know.
Like we're not actually Italian, but
Right? I think I tan like I'm Italian,
Oh my
you know,
God.
in the summer. It's a great time. I don't know. And I really like spaghetti. Whatever.
Do you like? Oh, hold on. Do you like other pastas?
I do. I really like fettuccine alfredo
That's my favorite.
and ravioli.
Yeah.
I really like rigatoni with like red spaghetti sauce, like
Okay.
the red meat sauce. It's so good. My mom used to make that a lot growing up.
Italian.
Lasagna, whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, so those are all my social media handles. They might change to like Dio at some point here soon. But I've got to do that whole overhaul here, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
So like, if it changes to Dio, like what would you? So like, what's the word? How would you brand yourself? Like, what are people gonna be like seeing from you? Like, speak everything into existence. Like, you're gonna have this band. Like, this is what I want. The people out there, hit her up. Make sure that you bring her music to life with her. That would be so fire.
Yes. Oh my God.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're gonna do
So
in the future.
I'd probably just change the Facebook to Dio,
Okay.
because Facebook's less weird about like this username's already taken.
Yeah.
Instagram, no idea, because there's probably already another Dio out there. So in that case, it would be like Dio Writes or Dio _1220 because it's my birthday and I use that all the time. I don't know, you know?
1 2 2 0.
Yeah, 12/20.
What?
December 20th.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was taking me a second. I was like, you weren't born in 2020.
Yeah, I want
That's
to
not
put
possible.
Dio on all my stuff. I want it to be like I love dressing in like lots of color and stuff. I'm super excited to re-dye my hair bright pink again soon, because it's been kind of my thing.
Okay.
And I want to put in my bio that I'm like a polyamorous like content creator of some sort. I'm still working that exact vibe out, but yeah, Dio, all about like expression and change and freedom and that kind of thing. So
okay, cool. And so if you had a photo shoot with someone, what would you put in the photo shoot?
My most colorful outfits. I'd need my hair to be dyed bright pink. I would want to go somewhere like maybe somewhere with like a lot of graffiti, or somewhere with like very bright nature, or like an art exhibit or something, just to have like as much color as possible and vibrancy. My personal Facebook profile picture right now is like one of my favorites because it's me posing under blacklight with blacklight face makeup on.
Okay.
And it's so like vibrant.
Yeah.
So I would love to include something like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Did we do it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, okay. Yes. Okay.
We can keep going.
No, I was
Do you
just...
have more questions?
No, I will just let them know. So are you going to do Miscalculated or the other song that you were thinking about doing? Which
Oh,
two?
yeah. Am I going to do a song?
Yeah. She's going to perform for us, guys.
Oh, my God. Yes.
So
I really like Love Letters. I'll
Okay.
do Love Letters because it's Miscalculated, and Love Letters is my like second favorite one to perform. So
okay.
yeah.
All right, guys. I'll make sure you go check out Lise D /Dio. I will definitely put that right here as soon as I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure you go check her out. Hit her up if you're trying to do music with her. She's really great. Make sure you check out the next video that's going to be posted with Lise D. She's going to be singing her song Love Letters for you guys. So see if you vibe, and if you do, reach out. You know,
yeah.
Let's make some music.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching Musicality Mondays. Make sure that you check out what's going on with Musicality Mondays, Jazicality, Lise D, and if you want to, donate to the Musicality Mondays Fund. I will link it right here. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks
This is
for
great.
being on the show. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.